Think of this fly screen as like your intestinal health lining. The fly screen keeps bugs and critters from getting into your home, but allows the fresh breeze to flow in and make your home feel much better. And your intestinal lining does a similar job. It keeps out the unwanted bugs from getting into your body, causing chronic health issues, or even acute problems like brain fog today. In a healthy gut, this lining is strong and selective and only allows the things that you want into your bloodstream, like vitamins, minerals, important nutrients, yet it keeps out the bugs and critters. But if this gut lining becomes permeable, things can get through into your bloodstream, and this creates more inflammation leading to chronic health issues. I'll use this fly screen as an example of what can happen. So there we have a hole in the fly screen. And just like your gut bacteria, and just like in a healthy gut, your beneficial bacteria help to nourish and play an important role. If you've got an overgrowth of parasites or the wrong bacteria, they create inflammation, which can lead to holes like this in your gut lining. So now we have another hole. And this is an example of things like non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, common painkillers that people take on a regular basis, and other medications like antibiotics. They can lead to damage to the gut lining, leading to more and more holes. This creates leaky gut. One more hole. Alcohol is another culprit. It's okay to have the occasional drink, but having alcohol on a regular basis can lead to leaky gut. Especially if you already have permeability, alcohol will make this worse. And then there's things like stress creating holes. Stress itself is probably not going to lead to leaky gut, but when you combine it with other things like the drugs, alcohol, foods, leaky gut's going to become more of a problem for you. Other things like food intolerances, gluten, dairy, there's many things that can lead to leaky gut. And as the more and more you have, the more and more holes you get, leading to more and more intestinal permeability, aka leaky gut. So the good news is that you can heal your gut. Once you address the triggers for leaky gut, you can repair the gut lining so there's no more holes. This will reduce your risk of chronic illnesses later in life, and also improve your overall health right now. So let's look at the triggers for leaky gut. So here are the 10 signs and symptoms of leaky gut. And of course, many of these can be caused by other things as well. But if you have several of these, there's a good chance you have leaky gut or intestinal permeability. Number 1, things like bloating, feeling full after meals. This is a common side effect of SIBO, and SIBO is a major trigger for leaky gut. Gas, frequent burping or flatulence, especially after eating again. That can be a sign of dysbiosis or bacterial overgrowth, which can lead to leaky gut. Diarrhea or constipation, especially constipation. If you have a very slow transit time, that can be another trigger for leaky gut. Stomach pain or cramps after eating. Food sensitivities, especially if you're getting lots of new food sensitivities, or you're reacting to more and more foods that you didn't used to react to. This is another sign of leaky gut, especially if you're reacting to gluten. Gluten's a known trigger for leaky gut. Skin problems like eczema, if you get red, dry, flaky skin, or even things like acne, they're all signs of leaky gut. Joint pain, swollen, stiff joints. I once had a client who just thought he was getting old at 55, but once we healed his gut, he no longer had those aches and pains anymore. And also brain fog, anxiety, depression. These can also be caused by leaky gut because of the lipopolysaccharides or endotoxins leaking from the gut into the bloodstream, affecting brain health. So how do you test for leaky gut? There's a couple of different options. One way is with a stool test like the GI map or the gut zoomer. They both measure zonulin levels. And while this is an indicator of leaky gut, it's not 100% accurate. Another way is with a blood test. The Vibrant Wellness 𝗦𝗛𝗔𝗥𝗘 test measures a wide range of markers, reactions to gluten, but it also measures a number of markers for leaky gut, like zonulin, IgG and IgA, showing if you have an acute or chronic reaction. Anti-actin antibodies, but also lipopolysaccharides. Lipopolysaccharides are endotoxins produced by gut bacteria. And if you have high levels of lipopolysaccharides in the blood, that's a sure sign and the best measurement of leaky gut. And it's these lipopolysaccharides or endotoxins that create the inflammation that lead to a wide range of symptoms, especially the joint pain, skin problems, brain fog, anxiety, depression. Those systemic symptoms are caused by the inflammation coming from the gut. So have a look at this 𝗦𝗛𝗏 panel, and you can see the zonulin, anti-zonulin, anti-actin, and lipopolysaccharide markers. This test also measures for celiac. It measures transglutaminase 2. That's the standard test that doctors do for leaky gut. but it also measures transglutaminase 3 and transglutaminase 6. Transglutaminase 3 mainly causes skin issues, and transglutaminase 6 causes brain issues. So sometimes you could be negative on a standard celiac test, but still have an autoimmune response to gluten. It also measures gliadin antibodies. This may not necessarily mean that you're celiac, but you have an immune response to gluten, and you should probably still avoid or minimize gluten as a minimum. It also measures a number of non-gluten markers. So this is where you may not be reacting to gluten, but you're reacting to other components of wheat itself. And especially if you've got a number of IgG or IgA markers, that would be another cause for elimination of gluten or wheat. If you're reacting to gliadin or the non-gluten wheat panel, you still want to cut out wheat. You may not have to cut it out forever. If you heal the gut, you might be able to introduce wheat in small amounts. So what's the treatment for leaky gut? Well, the first thing to do is identify your underlying triggers. Whether that's gut bacteria, medications that you're taking, food intolerances, you need to remove these to help the gut heal. So what is the treatment for leaky gut? Well, there's certain supplements like L-glutamine, zinc carnosine, butyrate, collagen. They can all be super effective at healing the leaky gut once you remove the cause. We'll put links to our recommended products in the description below. To find out more about this and the best stool test for you, have a look at this video. This will help you identify the underlying triggers that are causing leaky gut.